Second speaker will be Bryan Cassidy from the Global Entrepreneurship Alliance. He's going to speak about AI-powered creativity and innovation. You're in for a real treat there. I just heard Bryan speak at another conference a couple weeks ago, and he's very engaging and thought-provoking.
I'm here tonight to talk to you about AI-powered innovation, the art and science of mechanical creativity. First of all, some introductions. Who am I? I'm Bryan Cassidy, Director of the Global Entrepreneurship Alliance. I'm an 11-time entrepreneur who's built 8 successful companies in 6 different countries. I'm on a mission to coach, train 1 million entrepreneurs by 2027. Last year, I worked with approximately 5,000 entrepreneurs. At this rate, I will need 200 years to get to my target. We found that AI could be a big part of scaling what we want to do better. But I'm not there yet. My story with AI isn't where it was today. It was a pretty strange and rocky start. I found it was kind of strange, a little bit geeky, and the words and the feeling just didn't fit exactly right. And I certainly didn't believe AI could help much with creative work. Frankly, that's all changed. I'm now all in on AI, and I'd like to tell you how it happened. I work with lots of companies in lots of industries. They're different and sometimes make tough requests. One of my favorite jobs with clients is one-day ideation session. I had a session planned in Spain with 25 technical people. I got a call a week in advance saying, Bryan, there's been a change in plan. You got 2 hours to run a full day event instead of the normal 8 hours. Thursday through Monday, I procrastinated, avoided the challenge, thinking, shit, this is really tough. Tuesday, I made a decision. As they say, a deadline makes everything possible. I decided let's do everything with AI. I had already had some tools in place to work on alignment and pitches with AI and decided to throw in some new parts around building ideas and checking ideas with AI. We explicitly put AI into the process, trying to make everything work faster and faster. A big part of the process of ideation is to try to get ideas out. We decided to use Triz, which I'll tell you about in just a second to see how things went. Overall, tell you in advance, it was a tough but a fun session, and we ended up with 2 ideas on target. Let me tell you what we used. How do we generate 80 ideas in 20 minutes? Well, we used a methodology called Triz. Triz is an acronym of event principles in Russian. It's complicated but powerful. It might take you a week to learn how to really use it, but with AI and a little bit of knowledge, you can get started in minutes. In 30 seconds, here's the basics of Triz. Research has shown that 97% of patents are being issued for ideas that exist already. And these ideas come from 40 inventive principles, which cover 90% of the ideas generated. If you apply these principles to a challenge, you'll get proven ways to solve many of your problems with ideas already shown to work in other industries. If you don't get a solution, you'll at least get new ideas. A sample prompt might be, please generate 80 ideas, 2 for each of the 40 Triz inventive principles. Our challenge is a new authentic Oreo product. If we do this, you'll come up with really quick general ideas. For example, segmentation might lead to create Oreo bites with different flavored fillings inside each segment. This will get you pointed in one direction. If you make your challenge much more detailed, we use something called a full true north, you'll get really specific ideas. This works in a simple setting like this. I chose Oreos because it's easy to visualize, a lot easier than from an industrial setting. Here's what we did in the event. We started with one clear challenge, helped with feedback. We got 80 ideas from Triz and 20 others. We shortlisted the top 10. We did synthetic user testing and some human choice to come up with 5. We did presentations for 5, and we decisions on 2 in 2 hours. Wow, that's a fantastic result. On the flight back, I said, man, that was hard work, but man, the results were fantastic. We came up with 3 how might we's. How might we make it easier? How might we get tools to cover the whole process? And how could we get better interaction with AI in the process? I teach and use a standard innovation process, which I call the ABCs of innovation. I call it the ABCs because it's as easy as the ABCs. This is also the plan, do, study, act process, the lean startup process, and basically the same as design thinking. It all starts with alignment, then you build ideas, communicate and check, and systematically improve. When I got back, I went through a deep dive and looked at where do I go? what do I want to do next? I found that AI was beating 99% of humans on standard creativity tests. The only place that humans were winning is in terms of novelty. And when humans and AI work together, ordinary humans don't stand a chance. If 97% of ideas exist already, then ideation is really a search and analogy challenge. AI always wins there. We decided to make a bet, continue forward. We built four different versions of the product. The first one was pretty ugly. The second, we started integrating the different stages of the innovation process. Third was a test version. And the fourth, which we have today, is 265 tools, including 6 apps. We did all of this in different versions on Claude, also on ChatGPT. We chose ChatGPT because the results were better and it was easier to manage. What do we get as far as results? We've done it with 24 beta testers. The reaction is almost consistently always, oh, wow. Wow, I didn't know I could do that much that quick. They liked the step-by-step process, but there was an issue with data overload. So right now we're looking at improving this and doing 2 things. One is validating those initial impressions to prove it really works and solving the AI plus human problem. What we learned in the process is pretty clear. With AI, humans alone, neither one is a clear winner in the ideation process. When humans work with AI, they build better, faster ideas. But there's failures on critical tasks when people over-rely on AI. If you work in a smart way with AI, and smart we mean proven AI tools, knowledge on how to use the tools, and knowledge on how to interact with AI, you get even better results, faster, and you get less failures. We build tools for the whole innovation process. Each stage starts with an input, then some AI tools, then human plus AI, leading to an output. We created tools for the whole innovation process: align, build, communicate, check, systematically improve. The idea is to move forward step by step, with an output in one stage leading to an input at the next stage. It looks like a simple, straightforward process, but in fact, it's a really iterative process where things move forward one step and might go back 2. For the rest of the talk, we're going to focus on just one part of the innovation process. That's about building ideas. I'm going to give you some facts about the art and science of mechanical creativity with AI. First, some math, the innovation math. The quality of your innovations are defined to a large extent by 3 factors. 1 is the challenge clarity, 2 is your ability to create ideas, and 3 is your ability to review and improve those ideas. That works whether you're using AI or whether you're doing it with human beings alone. And we'll see as we've tested things in each of those areas. Our innovation toolkit exists right now as an online tool. It's pretty straightforward. You go to the stage you want to work at, you choose a method, provide the input required, and you get insights or ideas. If you look here, this is a sample. We're coming up with just ideas for one sector. In just a few minutes, you end up with hundreds of ideas. We decided to test the tool with a challenge that's already been used in other research. We also chose to focus our first part of our research on idea building because, in my opinion, this is arguably the easiest part of the innovation process. The question is, how much can AI do and how can we work better with AI? Our focus in our research is not on easy creative challenges like uses for a brick, but on wicked challenges that are hard to define and hard to solve. For our research, we borrowed a challenge already used in some working papers by academics at Wharton and Cornell. The challenge we looked at: ideas for physical products less than $50 targeted to university students. The advantage of using this, the specific task, is there's already been designed some ways to evaluate ideas and show work that's been done with AI. What did we get? We used our tool. We generated 8,314 ideas if we include the 740 that came from human beings. If we take out the ones that were outside of our target, which is about 35%, we were left with 5,402 ideas. We tested and compared lots of ways to generate ideas, and we have the following groups. We have humans working alone. You have humans with no AI training. We have our base, which is basically ChatGPT with a structured objective. Please give me 200 ideas. We have ChatGPT 4 with the same request. We have alternative views. Imagine you're Apple, Einstein, or somebody else creating an idea. We have traditional creativity methods like Scamper, De Bono's Thinking Hats. We have creative combinations, which is something I'll build an idea that's red, rhymes with pickles, and make it easier to study. And we have a full collection of lesser known methods. We have 8 TRIZ methods. There's different ways to look at the results. The first is actually just looking at the standard metric that's been defined in some of the research that's been done. We're looking at the metric there, which is a score from 0 to 10, which represents purchase intent times the novelty of the idea. When we look at the average score of these ideas in terms of the evaluation is relatively low. Maybe we're a little bit hard in terms of the purchase intent, but what you see most importantly is not much difference coming up between human beings and the other methods. Basically, the results are similar. The second thing that you can measure and look in the results is to look at the diversity of ideas. We've used a tool called cosine similarity. It's a bit like a correlation score. 0 means completely different. 1 means all the same. In this case, a low score is a good score. In this case, what you'll see is the lowest score are for human beings alone. And they are the most diverse, and they have the least level of similarity with our base that we compare, which is ChatGPT as a whole. It's all good, approximately the same, and more diversity as far as humans. Humans got to win this process. The question we have for you is, do you really want 5,000 ideas, or do you want a few good ideas? What we did is we used the scoring, which is purchase intention times novelty, and we rated all the ideas. Here you have the ideas associated with the different idea generation methods. A box chart shows where the majority of the replies are, and then you have some stragglers up on top. What we decided to do was to analyze the number of ideas that come at the top, which is above the 95th percentile. You see from humans, we have 3 out of 150. For ChatGPT 3.5, we have 4. There's 9, 6, 9, 7. If we put these results in for all of the ideas, what you see is a completely different story. The story here is that human beings alone are generating approximately 1 big idea per 100. If you look at ChatGPT working alone, somewhere between 2 and 2.5. And if you look at structured ideation tools, somewhere between 4 and 8. This is a huge difference. This means for each 100 ideas, there's 8 more coming from TRIZ that are top ideas versus human beings. There's 5 other results I'd like to share with you. The first, and this is kind of non-obvious for me, is the percentage of top ideas coming out based on the prompts that we start with. If we look at a starting point, which is an objective limited constraints, we set that as our base, we have 100. If we want to take the objective, make it more clear, we call it a true north, where there's a story and objective restrictions and tactical constraints, you find that the number of quality ideas goes up. We tested just with adding a story, and in fact, almost all of the results come from the story itself. We also tested using ChatGPT 3.5 versus 4.0. Here, what you'll see in the middle is if your challenge is just searching for ideas, there's really no difference between the two, and in fact, a slight increase for ChatGPT 3.5 versus 4.0. But if you're lazy and you say, just give me ideas, ChatGPT 4 is much better because it interprets your ideas in a useful form. And if you're looking at more difficult challenges, imagine if, the creative combination, the think like so-and-so, ChatGPT 4 does a little bit better. There's an important sideline here that in fact, the cost of running this, if you were to run it with 4.0, is $31 per run. With 3.5, it's just 61 cents. So it's important to make sure. Second thing we found is that over time, the methods decline Just like human beings, people get tired of generating ideas. Even ChatGPT gets tired. What we found is that if we add each time a new method, we get more and more ideas. Different methods were different results. And what we can do is we can measure the quality of different methods based on the utility of the ideas, novelty of the ideas, and diversity. And we're putting together a report card. These are not real results, but they will be available. You can get them later by following the link. A question you might ask is, what's the single best way to increase the number of ideas in any project? It's the same with people as with AI. When you take one challenge and look for ideas, in this case, we had 270 top ideas. We can run again for a slightly different challenge. We'll get new ideas. We get a lot of dupes of the ideas, but we get incremental ideas. We did the 5,000, we got another 5,000. We found that, in fact, there was a big overlap. And we'd expect that if you continue the process, you get more ideas. The biggest potential of AI in humans is probably the way that we work together. This is a second study we'll be running soon. You work together with AI to define a challenge. You work together, have AI generate lots of ideas. You have a process where you can actually look and summarizing those ideas, working together with AI to select and merging ideas together. It all works better with each side focusing on what they do best. Question is, does all this matter? Well, it does. It's important because this process allows you to generate better ideas faster and easier. We're able to run a 5-day idea sprint in 2.5 days instead of 5 and generate 2 to 3 times more top ideas. We can run amazing one-day ideation sessions. How it works? We go step by step with AI as a partner in the process. Get the alignment right, get more ideas, get systems to decide and pitch things out. In the end, it's not a question about humans or AI, which is better. What really matters is how you work with AI. The how to work with AI best is pretty simple. You learn AI in context. If you're learning, you want to use AI for innovation, learn AI for innovation. If you're in sales, learn AI for sales. If you're in programming, learn AI for Python. Secondly, use tools. Don't reinvent the wheel and keep humans explicitly in the room. If innovation is your business, you can be a beta tester of our toolkit in the following different ways. You can join one of our one-day courses. You can run a sprint with us. You can join our 5-day courses and certification, or you can do it on your own. All you need to do is fill in the link, tiny.cc AI-creativity. You'll also get an e-version of our book, My Book Cycles, a method report card when it's ready, access to our toolkit, and course discount. If you want, you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. Let me close. Here's the 2 links. Free stuff for your feedback and contact with me on LinkedIn. Thanks very much. Cheers.